What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and this is a follow-up / showcase video type thing to go along with the speedrunning tips and tricks video I just put up yesterday. If you haven't seen it before, I'll leave a link somewhere up there, top right corner I think is where it usually goes. But yeah, basically that video covers all the things that you can use to help speed up your raw gold runs, transmog runs, mount runs, you know, things like that. So I'll basically be doing all this on my main, Zera, the one that you see me on literally all the time. So I'll basically give a quick rundown of what talents and items I use as I do the run. I did record this on Mythic originally, but I didn't like how the video came out because I kind of rambled on a little too much because I'm not used to the whole recording while I play type thing yet. I normally record my video and my audio separately. That, and I kind of screwed up the blast furnace fight because I killed the dude before I could pick up his bomb, so it wasted like a minute and a half. Yeah, it was like a 16-minute run, which is pretty good, but I know I can do it under 15, so I'm gonna redo that one and probably record it just for my own sake, so I know I can do it that quickly. Heroic should be a lot faster just because the blast furnace fight will be quicker anyways. But before I start prattling on even more, let's get this started. Okay, so as you can see, we are now in Blackrock Foundry. It is on Heroic because I have this nice little red angry skull flag thing up there. So I'll do a quick recap of the gear and talents I run because I don't want this video taking too long. So for talents, the only really important ones, at least for Outlaw Rogue, are Hit and Run and Marked for Death. Basically, Hit and Run is base movement speed increase, which obviously, and Marked for Death spam is important because the more combo points you spend, the more sprint you'll get off cooldown, and the more grappling hooks you'll get off cooldown, because every time you spend combo points, it reduces the cooldown of your major moves, which includes those. Blade Rush is also pretty important. It's not like make or break, but it is a 20-yard lunging move, so it does save you a little bit of time. So basically you would just use that on cooldown, and yeah. For gear, you'll see I am a lot lower item level than normal, because I found these really cheap weapons on the auction house that have speed on them. So I picked those up. They were like 200 gold for the pair of them. Usually they charge way too much for speed gear on the auction house if you can even find it, so yeah. Triple Long Strider, as I mentioned in the video, is very important. I used Titan Residuum to buy a couple of these, and I had a piece from a Horrific Vision that was lying around that had it on there, so I just grabbed it, even though the traits on it aren't very good. I also had a ring with speed on it from a Mythic Plus cache. I have my Swift Boots and my Rocket Boots Extreme Light, so I basically swapped between those. I also have my movement speed gems in, my Bear Tartar on for a speed buff, 8% every time you kill something is pretty good. And I'm wearing Ineffable Truths. I don't think they'll help that much, but it'll probably help a little bit. It might shave off a few seconds every now and then if the moves are on cooldown, which they should be. So yeah, let's get this started. We're gonna start with Blast Furnace, by the way. The reason being is because that wing takes the longest by far, so I try to get that one out of the way pretty early on. And we're just gonna use these. You also basically only want to kill things as you need them. So now that I have my sprint on cooldown and my grappling hook on cooldown, I'm just going to start tagging things. And now I should have this. I'm going to vanish so I can save those guys for later. We're going to sprint on through, grappling hook up here. Kill this guy, kill this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and boom. And then you use your Looterang, which is also very important. So now we have that. And we'll use our Engineering Belt, because I haven't used that yet. You can use that while in stealth too, which is nice. So you don't break visibility or whatever if you use this. So that's kind of cool. And we have Sprint again, already have cooldown. You'll also want to remember, if you are switching between the two boots, is you put on the Rocket Boots basically as soon as your Swift Boot proc is over, or whenever you remember to. Just don't wait too long, otherwise you'll kind of waste it. Otherwise, basically anytime you swap between them, it puts a 30-second cooldown like impairment on it, so you can't use it immediately again. And the one that has Marked for Death on it is... Now they're all dead, that's fine. Okay. I was trying to keep a couple of them alive because it's useful too, but whatever. Basically, the biggest thing you'll want to remember is whatever you put Marked for Death on, you want to make sure that it dies, because otherwise you won't be able to use it again, which will defeat the purpose of taking the talent, until you spend enough combo points for it to just come off cooldown. And for Orgorger, you do not want to use Marked for Death until he's actually, like, attackable, because otherwise it puts Mark for Death on cooldown and it doesn't give it back when he dies. So really lame. And thankfully we have Roll the Bones, so we can kind of spend combo points while we're running around doing stuff. If you roll True Bearing, you can try to hold on to it, but you'll be able to spend more combo points if you just kill stuff. Hey guys, this is the Red Rogue in editing, and I just wanted to let you know really quick that the reason I was able to find those speed weapons I mentioned earlier in the video is thanks to the Undermine Journal, which is a website that has basically all sorts of auction house information on it. It also has a section specifically for minor stats on gear, so you can see whatever minor stats are on gear currently on the auction house. Just wanted to let you know that. Boop. See, I missed one. I didn't get my Mark for Death back from him because I'm a dummy. I just messed that up. See, it's little things like that if you mess those up, it's not like you're gonna ruin the run because we're in a boss fight now, thankfully, and I just did it again. Dang it. That's what you don't want to do, because you need that guy to stay alive near the bombs. Thankfully, it's on heroic, so it should be okay, maybe. Okay, but yeah, that's what you don't want to do. If you kill that guy, you kind of waste a lot of bombs. So now I'm gonna have to do another round of those probably, which sucks. But, well. It's something you kind of get into the muscle memory of just automatically leaping to something, and if you do that, sometimes it'll bite you in the butt. But, well. But, And now we play the waiting game. Unfortunately, Blast Furnace is probably the most boring fight of the bunch now because of this. Oh, hi guys. Perfect. There we go. I probably won't be able to get this there. Nope. Okay. Normally, in like actual times, you wouldn't want to just destroy one side because it'll start like spewing out way more fire, but nowadays it doesn't matter. We're so high level that it does like no damage. I also finally found a use for that Void Titan shard from the raid, because since nothing does any damage to you here, you can actually keep the crit buff up the whole time, which is pretty nice. Don't you repair that, how dare you? Yeah, we'll need another round of these guys now, boo. Yeah, I missed it by one, that stinks. But that adds like 30 seconds to the fight if you do that, which is what bites about this. Yeah. Ah, here you go, buddy. Yay! Yeah, literally I was 2 bombs short, which was that one guy I messed up killing. Okay. Hi, Fury. And normally you would have needed to use a mind controlling ability on the warrior dude that would show up, the security guard guy, to be able to get through these shields, which was kind of weird, but why did I not get? Oh, you're still alive. You had like 2 health. How dare you? Also, you don't want to put Mark for Death on the Slag Elemental because it never technically dies. So if you do that, you will not get Mark for Death back, like, ever. Well, you will eventually, but you know. Okay, so now we'll just chuck that. We'll get all our loot. Ideally, when you use a looter ring, all you have to do is let the loot table show up, and then you can just walk away or get out of range of it, and it will start letting you loot all of it like immediately instead of actually clicking through all of it like it normally would. And this is where the stuck macro comes into play, because now we're already back at the beginning. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're now, woo! We're out of here. And now he's gonna jump on the puppy, and the puppy will fall over in 1 hit, which is great. Oh wow, 5 buff, of course. In old raids, it'll happen. They do exist. All right, we're gonna get our loot, and now we're gone. Skedaddle our way through here. Kill off those guys. We're bored, so we'll just start killing these guys because we can. We can jump back over here. Okay. Now we just gotta wait for the cannons to show up. Basically, I just use these guys here to get more combo points spent, so I try not to Blade Flurry them down, but sometimes I forget Blade Flurry's on and they all die. Oops. Oh well. That'll be fine. By the time the trains come by and we kill these, well, plenty of combo points spent to get our cooldowns back. Where did you come from? What? There we go. We're not doing any of that. Sometimes the trash here is very aggressive. Wow. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Oh, a train. Whatever will I do? Woo. Those used to be really funny LFR. Like, really funny. People would just run right through and I would cloak. And cloak would keep you from dying. Everybody else would just run in and get nuked. It was pretty good. Alright, got our loot, and we're out of here. Let's see, what do we... Oh, I didn't time it, dang it. Oh, I forgot to turn the timer on. Okay, I'll just have to watch the footage afterwards. Okay. So we blooped all of them, which is pretty easy, obviously. I mean, we're absurdly, even 420 is still absurdly geared for this, and being 20 item levels higher than, or 20 character levels higher, yeah, it doesn't matter. They just fall over. Okay, we loot these like that, and we're out of here. We grab our mushrooms to get a little faster. I don't know if these stack. I don't think they do. Oh, no, they do. Wow. No, it's just the mushroom was faster. Ah, that's a waste. Kind of have to learn and try things out and learn as you go with that stuff. I mean, some stuff stacks, some stuff doesn't when it comes to debuffs that increase movement speed. Like those mushrooms, they give you like 30% per mushroom you come near. So that's like 120% once you hit 4 of them, which is pretty legit. Actually, I do have a way to time this. Because my recording, well, actually, it won't tell me exactly how much because I talked a bit at the beginning. I'll have to look at this afterwards and then have like a little recap at the very end of it. Because, yeah, I forgot to press record on my timer over here. Ding dang it. I love these guys. This was one of my favorite fights on Mythic in this whole raid. This was a good one. Alright, mark for death spam. Now we're talking. And we loot that, and we're out of here, and we rollin'. Normally I would pull a bunch of these, but they can have the tendency of disorienting you if you're not careful, which is really annoying. And it ends up wasting more time. So, I won't. Sorry, Arknor, you did. Bam. Woo! We outie. Oh, the hands. Weird. You shouldn't be able to see them. They're underground. Oh well. And here's another guy we can just cheat and just jump in the ground. Whoop. And dead. And now we're back at the beginning again. Okay. So now, lastly, we just have Forge Mistress Flamehand, which will get a few free combo points off of her. Boom. And there you see Blade Rush lets me get to her really quick, which is a nice gap closer. So, yeah, pretty good. I never time this elevator right. I'm always here before. I can't see it. You don't want to get hit by it, because sometimes it'll DC you. And now we play the waiting game again. Come on. Oh, here it comes. I mean, it is pretty fast, considering how high up it's coming from, and it gets down here pretty quick, but it's really far, so it's a waste of time. But, yeah. Oh, actually, I got an appearance out of that. What did I get? Bracers of... Oh boy. That rare Bracer Transmog, boys. Really, really rare. Exotic. You know, you gotta show those off every now and then. I don't know why they didn't give Bracers I guess some of them, I guess, but... Okay. And boop. Dead. Nice. Okay, we did it. We'll use our stuck macro again to get outside, and we'll see how much fat loot we got. I'll have to re-record this part, or not re-record it, but I'll have to do a quick cutaway really quick so I can see exactly how long it took me to do this, because I forgot to start my timer. Dang it. So, be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. Sorry, it took me a little bit of time to vendor everything and make sure the timing was all correct, so I had to look through the footage. Basically, it took 13 minutes and 20 seconds from the minute I started moving in Blackrock Foundry to the second I killed Blackhand. So I might be off by a few seconds here and there. But 13 minutes and 20 seconds is pretty good. It's not great. It could definitely be better. I know I could have done better because I can already remember multiple things that I messed up as I commented while doing it. The biggest thing would be just not to mess up Blast Furnace, because you waste a lot of time waiting for more bombs to show up, which probably made me lose like at least 30 seconds minimum, maybe more than that. But yeah, more or less, you could do this pretty fast. In terms of money earned from our vendored items, we started at 238,140 and ended at 240,416 gold, which equates to 2,276 gold in 13.3 minutes, because 13 minutes 20 seconds. So that's 171 gold per minute, which would be around 10,000 gold per hour. LFR would be equally fast because you wouldn't have to worry about doing the whole stuck macro thing, but you do waste time because you have to queue for multiple of them and then wait for it to load you in and load you out. So if you have long load times, that can kind of mess your timing up a little bit. And Mythic does take a fair bit longer just because the Blast Furnace fight is really long. I mean, it's just the amount of bombs you need on Blast Furnace on Mythic is really silly. I think it's like at least 10 or 12 per side, probably more. I don't know. Either way, I'm sure there's classes that can do this as fast or faster, or just players who are good at speedrunning. I'm still pretty new to the whole thing. But it was fun to do. I like the ability to do things that quickly, and I'm sure I could do this faster, so it's nice seeing an actual measurable improvement. So that's pretty fun. And it also helps you make more money in your time, or just let you farm more mounts or more transmog in the same amount of time, so that's always good. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Let me know what your best time is in Blackrock Foundry if you've been keeping track. Or if not, maybe it's something you should start trying to do. We have a bit of downtime with BFA right now, so I try to find things that are interesting or fun to do that can still be useful in current content, because making money is never not useful. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.